and where we stand with respect to the India's safety standard, where India stands. Okay, uh, the environmental imperatives and the safety requirements are the very important issues that have been faced across the globe by the automotive industry. And Indian automobile industry in the last one decade, okay, they have made a lot of significant improvement with respect to the environmental front by adopting the stringent emission standard and also progressing towards a technical alignment with international safety standard as well. So the CMUR, which stands for Central Motor Vehicle Rules. So i- this is the CMUR rules established during 1989. It's Indian type approval for a passenger car. So a lot of things have been there with respect to the norms what has been mentioned for the CMUR regulations. So with respect to environment, there are five highlighted CMUR rules, which involves introducing the silencers or pass by noise, and we also have the regulations with respect to emissions, fuel consumptions, exhaust gases, and also the exhaust pipe location. So with respect to all these things, it's comes under environment, but again this is also placed under the safety norms again. And the vehicle manufactured in the country have to comply with the Indian standards. Even the MNCs which has been manufacturing the vehicles in India, they need to comply with the Indian standards and also the AA standard called Automotive Industry Standards. And industrial Indian standards have been coming into picture late 1960s, and these standards what has been mentioned by IS is been applicable for the automotive components based on various governing bodies like EEC, ISO, DIN, BSAU, or FMVSS, Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard. So these are the things that they need to comply basically. Even if other country, even if other MNCs, which is established in a manufacturing plant in India. And as per this same year rule 1989, which has been established, it is also applicable for a passive safety. So there are various passive safety have been highlighted here. Almost 34 related rules are there with respect to the steering gear, with respect to the horn performance, horn installation, driver's field of vision, how the vision should be there, and the speedometer, rear view mirror performance, installation of the rear view, and also the tire performance, tire installation condition. What is the condition for a tire? What is the condition of the what is the tire size? What should be the play rating of the tires? All these are related to the safety again, which needs to be related to the passive safety, which is coming under CMUR rule again, and the brake fitment, high speed brake requirements, and we also have the ABS, which is an optional, and but again, this is during the 1989. But again, for the new CMVR, what has been established, it is not an optional. ABS is going to be mandatory. And again, that's why that they have different three variants of the vehicle: the top, means medium, low, medium, and top variants. And according to that, uh, the 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 ABS may be optional for the passengers, like at the rear airbag, what we call. But again, the front airbag it becomes mandatory. Uh, and even this CMVR is also holding good for a lighting application, signaling performance, and related to hydraulic brake hoses, fluid. You can see it's not just a brake system. Again, even for the individual part related to the brake system, is also been coming under CMVR rule basically. You can see the wheel trim and wheel net, disc, hub caps, hood latches, and control system, windscreen wiper, wheel guards, bumpers, and bumper is very much important even with respect to the safety aspect as well, during the crash especially, and gradability, EMI, foot control, etc. So all these are coming under the passive safety system. Again, there are a few more things other like the safety belt, anchorages, and then the resistance systems, exterior projections, fuel tank, especially during the rear impact. Uh, the chances of fuel tank is creating a safety issues is much more higher. So that's why they put this fuel tank is also a part of the passive safety, and interior fittings, safety glasses, steering impact, glass vehicle weight, this one, and also the side door impact, and again door locks and retention components, fuel tank in going in plastic. Um, and you also have the rules with respect to the lighting equipments, which involves the, the reflectors, automobile lamps, signaling devices, direction indicators and stoplights, and the position of the indicators, headlamp height, deflection of the lights, whether you're going for a red light or a white light, parking light, prohibition of the spotlight, warning triangle, and again the overall dimension of the vehicle. Even these are some of the other requirements that needs to be taken care when you're going for the approval of any passenger car, and the embossment of the chassis and engine as well. Okay, so India signed the United Nations agreement during 1998 in February 2006, and they've been actively participating in the global level regulation, which has been formed by contributing the data and also the subject matter expertise. And India has currently more than 70% safety regulations that are either partially or fully aligned with GTR, which is nothing but global technical regulations, and again the UN regulations, while retaining the Indian specific driving and also the environmental condition as well. And the regulations have been reviewed periodically by AAC committee, and also the amendments have been recommended to the technical standing committee and also the CMER for adoption, and also the uh, notification is been given by MOTH, and which is coming under CMER. And we have various states which have their state motor vehicle rule as well, and these rules have been mostly related to seating arrangements for a transport vehicle. And since 2000, the EC regulations have been referred as a basis for formulating the Indian regulation. And after that, uh, from 2003 onwards, they follow the GTR um, rules and regulations. And this alignment of Indian regulations, along with the AS, you call BAS, along with the GTR and DC, has been attempted uh, as per the roadmap which has been drafted by Society of Indian Automotive Manufacturers called SIAM. In order to have a planned approach, what SIAM has done is they made a roadmap for automotive safety standards, and this roadmap was been prepared in collaboration with CMVR Safety Regulations Committee as well. And the safety critical components, what we have seen in the last two slides, related to passive, related to lighting, are also coming under the AIS standard. The AS 037, in order to bring about a better control with respect to the manufacturer, vehicle manufacturer, and also the aftermarket. In India, the current traffic conditions is also a very important criteria. Driving habits is also needs to be taken to care. Traffic density and the road user behavior necessity that maximum build safety issues into the vehicle. And considering this, it's very important that rules, regulations, standards, and the committee should review on regular basis with respect to the standards. considering the Indian requirements, which are all even been addressed during the regular review. Uh, and the main objective here is to reduce the accident, the impact which has been caused because of accidents. Thereby, you are going to improve the safety with respect to the vehicle occupants and also the road users. We also have the International Automotive Safety Standard, which we have seen FMVSS, and you have which has been followed in US called Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard, and we also have an international ECE, European Economic Commission for Europe. And in order to sell the vehicle worldwide, you need to have the compliance of the vehicle, uh, which should which should meet the requirement of FMVSS and also the ECE standard, so that they can sell the product worldwide. And the automotive quality standards what you have related to the automotive electronics. Okay, so here it should be it should have the rigidness and reliability, which means the components must withstand the daily usage, and also when it is subject to high temperature and high humidity, so it should also withstand, especially with respect to the electronic components. And it should also come with respect to the longevity as well, where the customers expect the vehicles to perform for a longer applications. Okay, and you have a lot of electrical electronic devices in automobile application. Uh, so where the longevity is very much important. You have a lot of sensors, actuators, controllers. You have many, even you have a lot of ECUs, wiring harness, uh, where it's even the function safety what we have seen. So in our syllabus, it's all related to the electronics and the electrical, even the instrument clusters, HMI. So you can apply the longevity for all these electronic components, which is also a complaint with respect to quality standard again. And coming back to the interference called, especially EMI electromagnetic interference, uh, basically when you're going with the same manufacturer, there is a possibility that interference can also occur from one electronic component to other electronic components. So you should also avoid that. Uh, and where in order to avoid that, the electronic components and the system in the vehicle must coexist with each other without causing the interference. That is also a safety thing. And there are a few quality standards that needs to be followed. One is IATF 1649, AACQ 100, and AACQ 200, AACQ 100. With respect to quality systems. First, let us see letter to IATF 16949, where this is for the automotive industry, related to the quality management system QMS, where the automotive industry they expect the part manufacturers to get manufactured parts assembled and tested with respect to this standard in their own facility. And during the qualification phase, before the release of the device, each component must survey a industry standard. Say for example, with respect to switches and power amplifiers, they have the standard AECQ 100. For the passive devices like radio frequency filters and which are being used in Wi-Fi and cellular communication, they go for AEC Q200. Uh, and this ISO 21649 or called TS 1649. It brings a framework for meeting the best quality with respect to the design, with respect to the manufacturing of the component levels, and as a finally as a vehicle as a whole. And this IATF is it's abbreviated as International Automotive Task Force, and it establishes a lot of processes. And this has been having this IATF comprises of 9 member vehicle manufacturers, which involves various manufacturing companies like Ford, GM, Chrysler, BMW, Volkswagen, Daimler, Renault, and PSA, and PSA and Fiat uh, joint merger now it becomes Stellantis, and along with a national automotive trade organizations from other countries, which involves USA, UK, France, Germany, and Italy. And this ISO 16949 is based on internationally recognized quality management system, and this promotes the business environment with respect to the uh, prevention, detection of reducing the variance and also reducing the waste in the supply chain. So these are some of the standards that we have. And in India we have RI, and in RI what we have is we have a lot of facilities with respect to the homologation divisions, the regulations what we have seen so far. And this RI is authorized agency for the testing and also certifying following types of vehicles, engines, which are being used for both automotive and non-automotive applications. And this RI is also helping to assist the vehicle manufacturers for homologation activities as well. And there are a lot of divisions, R&D divisions that are there in RI, which involves automotive electronic department, environmental research laboratory. They also have CAE, computer aided engineering, forging industry divisions. NVS they have powertrain engineering, structural dynamics laboratory. And with respect to the homologation divisions, they have the emission certification laboratory. They have the homologation management regulations, homologation technology center, safety and homologation laboratory. They also have the passive safety laboratory. Uh, what we have seen some of the passive safety components, and they also have the vehicle evaluation laboratory. So, so they have a huge facility